Welcome back, dear viewers, to 30 Days a Timmy, a dark and darker story, Chapter 7. Wow, Randall, this one was absolutely perfect. It's not even too over the top. You did that on purpose, didn't you, Randall? Last time on 30 Days a Timmy set out to the crypts, looking to return to the excitement of combating other hunters. He got himself a fair bit in over his head, however, after he chased one into the forlorn depths below the crypts. Timmy also spent a fair bit training up against monsters on a new axe and shield style, which he's quite keen to use more in the future. Now, Timmy's prepared to dive back in, looking for more hunts. This time, though, he's going to find them anywhere he can and take every fight he's presented with. So strap in, folks. This one's going to be a bit of a rapid-fire round. After several delves without any combat, Timmy's first encounter occurs in Frost Mountain. Even though this has given him the least good hunts of the 3 dungeons, Timmy still sees potential in it. He just needs to learn where to go and how to move in order to find the best fights. Timmy spots signs of a fellow hunter. Unfortunately, these skeletons are always cold, so he can't tell how long it's been since these were slain. Timmy's hot on the trail now. His heart starts beating faster as he picks up the scent. Is this the right way, though? It seems not. And then he hears it. Footsteps from behind. An ambush. Timmy's fur singes as a bolt of chaos energy pelts him. They're in melee now. Timmy's realm. 2 clean chops. Timmy winds up for what is most certainly the killing blow. Unfortunately, though, the warlock is just a bit faster, and Timmy falls at the warlock's feet. I don't like it, Timmy mutters to himself as he returns to town defeated. Warlocks are truly good at everything, aren't they? At range, they are still quite adept, and in melee, they are absolutely devastating. Not easily discouraged, Timmy immediately dives back in to continue bolstering his combat experience. Not too far into the crypts, Timmy stumbles on the corpse of a fellow barbarian who has met the losing end of an encounter with a skeleton mage. He recognizes the tattoos on this barbarian. Osolf! Rest well, Osolf, and take condolence that you got the last laugh against that dastardly mage, Timmy thinks, as he unceremoniously picks over Osolf's remains for loot. What a strange breed barbarians are. Almost poetically sentimental when it comes to the death of a comrade, but also still pragmatic enough to pick the corpse of a fellow barbarian clean. A ways further into the crypt, Timmy was preparing his exit strategy when he spotted it. An open door on the opposite side of the bridge. As he deals with the skeleton archer, a rogue emerges in the distance. The rogue does not yet seem to be certain if he wants to take this fight, even though he has the advantage on Timmy. Timmy retreats to heal up, knowing that even if the rogue does not engage now, he most likely will very soon. The skeleton archer somehow, through sheer force of will, demolishes the door. Fortunately, the archer then disengages. Perhaps the door was the archer's true foe. After some time resting up, Timmy sets out to find that sly rogue. careful, Timmy. You know the rogue could be absolutely anywhere right now. And then Timmy hears it, the very slightest shuffle. Timmy thinks, there you are, and Timmy's bloodlust swells. The rogue comes in hot. Timmy lands a strike to the shoulder, and then one to the head. But then, a tragic miss. Timmy steels himself and swings again with all his might, plunging his axe into the rogue's skull. Some time later, Timmy finds another stairway down to the infernal depths below the crypts. This will make a solid diversion. Let's give it another shot, he thinks as he descends the stairs. Yes, Randall, I know this footage is from a few dungeon delves earlier, but it flows better. We're telling a story here, Randall. Sometimes I think I'm the only one who remembers that. Immediately upon entering, the overpowering sense of foreboding returns. Timmy cautiously scouts a few steps at a time. Timmy draws the attention of a skeleton. This is how it's done, though, Timmy. One and only one creature at a time. Pull him back and do the best you can. After a bad shout, Timmy finds a rhythm with this skeleton. It's faster, but not unmanageably so. A brief rest stop, and he's back to it. Timmy sees something in the distance, a new foe. From this vantage, it doesn't seem like much, he thinks. As he's preparing to draw it in, however, another skeleton assembles from a nearby pile of bones. Good dodging. Timmy's beginning to get a handle on these infernal skeletons. There's always room to improve, though. Another short rest, and then it's time to take on that demon Timmy spotted. A sound throw. That definitely got his attention. The demon closes. What was that? His attack pattern is so strange. A brutal trade. Timmy pulls back to heal. There's no shouting this time, Timmy. Timmy thinks he has an opening, but the demon keeps on swinging. Perhaps if I approach this like the frost giant, Timmy thinks, as he begins circling. Unfortunately, this fell creature is not so easily evaded. Timmy retreats on death's door. It's a miracle he's still standing. Timmy spots something, though. Each time I retreat, he takes a few moments to react. Perhaps that is something I can use. Timmy continues to evade, but then becomes too greedy to continue to test his theory. He trades blows with the demon once more, and this time is not so lucky. Timmy returns to town and briefly contemplates how he should have approached that differently. Hit-and-run tactics will be what I attempt against the next demon berserker. This time, though, Timmy is delving back in for more hunting. This one takes him into the Goblin Caves, where he's just now spotted someone in the distance who doesn't seem to have yet also spotted him. Timmy waits a bit to make sure he truly hasn't been spotted. Sure enough, He hears his prey moving away at a casual pace. Timmy approaches with his throwing axe equipped, determined to make better use of it in combat. Is Timmy approaching at too hurried a pace, though? He's making an awful lot of noise. Hearing his opponent around the corner, he readies his axe. A miss, but still good effort. As Timmy sees his opponent rounding the corner, his thoughts are muddled and confused. He's holding an orb, but he's wearing full plate armor. How can this be possible? Timmy's swing passes through an apparition, and he proceeds to give chase. He catches up and lands his first axe strike, then a second to the head, then a third. This armored foe, though, is not falling. A warlock. Of course it's a warlock, Timmy laments, developing a true disgust for the warlock clan. In a fit of rage, Timmy delves right back in. I hope I meet another warlock so I can rip him to shreds, he grumbles. While making his way through the crypts, Timmy thinks to himself, I've lost my identity. I used to rampage from room to room, smashing every door I could find. I'm going to take that identity back right this very moment. That is the energy I need to carry into each fight. Not long after, Timmy heard the familiar sound of a bard, and keeping that same energy, charged right in after him. Good energy, Timmy. You forgot to equip your axe, though. Are you planning to punch the bard to death? Once Timmy finally brought his axe down, it was too late. I'm sure that could have been an advantageous assault, but unfortunately, Timmy brought fists to a sword fight. All right, good energy, but I need to keep my wits about me still as well. It sure is good to see how Timmy is not easily discouraged. Timmy's next encounter was a most peculiar one. Timmy found a room absolutely teeming with monsters, and while still determined to find his next hunt, his sense of exploration is always strong. He decided to clear the monsters in this room to see what riches it contains. As he was doing that, though, it happened. A rat has scurried into the melee. Most peculiar indeed. The rat very nearly steps on the spike traps and then turns back. Not before our dear Timmy can spot him, though. Timmy's reflexes are spot on in this moment. He lands a perfect strike to the head as the druid shifts back to human form. And another to the back, almost perfectly timed with the end of the druid's dream walk. Accident or skill? You be the judge, dear viewer. Timmy's dangerously wounded, but the remaining foes are something Timmy knows good and well how to dispatch. As he's doing that, though, he hears someone in the distance, making an approach, perhaps. Timmy prepares with the time that he has. He expects any moment to hear the nearest door unlocking, but then it never does. If they're going to give me the time to rest, then I'll conserve my resources and properly rest up, Timmy thinks. Then the hunt is on again. First, though, Timmy wants to check the druid to make sure he doesn't leave any valuable loot behind. A few dead skeletons and some awkward dancing around spiders later, he finds a safe location to loot from. Now, time to see if that fellow is still nearby. Looks like Timmy is going for a double. Timmy clears the remaining pesky spiders and continues on towards where he heard the sounds of movement. He doesn't hear anything any longer, but still chooses to cautiously approach the door to see what he can spot.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
Timmy is caught completely by surprise, by his own tactic, no less. Well fought, fellow barbarian. Well fought indeed. Timmy was mighty proud of the opponent. The sheer patience he had to have had to sit there all this time, listening as Timmy recovered, looted the druid, fought the spiders, and then investigated the doorway. All the while, he still attacked with the same energy and brutality that Timmy strives for. Perhaps this barbarian has struck a balance that Timmy can learn from. Timmy continued into the crypts again, still contemplating that patient, ruthless barbarian. As Timmy was healing up from dealing with some skeleton archers, he spotted a fighter in the distance. The fighter switched weapons to a two-handed sword. Perhaps it will be like fighting a barbarian, Timmy thought. No, it was not. It was nothing like fighting a barbarian. Timmy was completely outclassed by his opponent as he faced the mighty riposte for the very first time. What a struggle! I still have so much to learn, Timmy laments. Perhaps I should seek out help, a mentor. And as luck would have it, he had just the fellow adventurer in mind. The only question would be whether said adventurer would be willing to take on an apprentice. And thus concludes Chapter 7 of 30 Days, a Timmy. Tune in next time when Timmy is fortunate enough to have the opportunity to train with an absolute titan of the shield style and an all-around fantastic combatant. Isn't this exciting, Randall? I can't wait to see what Timmy can do with proper training. By the way, though, didn't we already use that Kool-Aid bit? A bit uncreative using it twice, isn't it? It's what, Randall? A callback? A comedic device? I have to be perfectly honest with you, Randall. This callback you speak of just sounds like an excuse to use the same joke twice, but I'll take your word for it.